It's Amber Scotchburn from Tutoring with a Twist. And if you can believe it, we are on day 9 of e-learning or homeschooling or online learning your child. As we are aware, a lot of the world is shut down right now, and most bricks and mortar schools are not operating. And so, as a parent, we are at home and we are walking our kids through this era of taking their learning online. And so, having had a couple different hats in my life, I thought I would give back by jumping on and sharing a tip a day with you. All the tips are on our Facebook page, so Tutoring with a Twist Facebook page. So you can jump on over and listen to them in order, and you don't have to listen to them in order. They actually fall within themselves, so you can or watch all 8 before this. Also wanted to give a shout out to our Twisted Tutor Chris, as he just finished reading The Hobbit, as he will be doing every Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And communication. So, in terms of communication, today's tip is, because if you have been watching, I'm doing a tip on communication every day this week, and it actually might go a little bit into next week too, because there's just so much in the arena of communication. But if you are at home with your kids, if you're an essential worker who's out there still working, thank you. We know you're still managing your kids' education at this point as well. And that said, this tip's for everybody then. So communication, the piece I wanted to talk to you about today was if you wanted your children to hear the volume of your words versus hearing what your voice is saying. So let me just repeat that again. Would you like the children to hear the volume of your words or hear your words? And so the reason that that I believe is a pretty crucial tip around now is that there's a lot of things either competing for our attention, and it can feel very overwhelmed or overwhelming, or the opposite of that might be true to you. Maybe you're not feeling like there's enough to motivate you in your day, and either or could lead to this feeling of panic or overwhelmingness, which may cause us as parents to become a little bit more shorter than we were in patience with our kids, either pre-pandemic or really could just be our nature. Maybe our nature is we're a bit more of a yeller. So we just want to actually get really clear on that, because I'm going to guess if that's the case, the lines of communication aren't going to be great and flowing and as open as you'd like them to be. And so what you can do is there's a couple strategies that I'd like to share. One is whispering. So back when I taught in a school that was for kids that were designated learning disabilities. So it was actually a specific high school where kids that, as I mentioned, had specified learning disabilities went to high school. And in my course of my day, I would be teaching 126 kids. And I realized that some days I just really wanted to shout. And I didn't. What the strategy I chose was actually I chose to whisper. So if I started my class whispering, then guess what happened? They had to really lean in and tune in more in order to hear what I was saying. Where if I was yelling, it was just like I was talking over people or competing with them. Well, if I just was really engaged in what I was saying and I was whispering, then they would all have to lean in and then get engaged in what I was saying too. So that's a strategy that really worked for me. Another strategy you can use is maybe you just need to take that moment. We've been finishing every video in this tip series with our hand over our heart. So you can find your heartbeat on your chest. You can find it in your neck, your pulse. You can find it on your wrist. And the reason we've been ending each video with that is that in this era of this pandemic, you may find yourself completely overwhelmed, and that it's going to be normal and it's going to be okay. And so, one just really simple strategy to kind of get yourself through that moment and look to the next moment is to find that heartbeat. Because if you find your heartbeat, you're winning. So maybe there is a conversation happening with your kids, or it's just felt like a long day, and so then maybe in that moment, you find your heartbeat and you take that moment instead of reacting or responding to your kids. So those are a couple strategies: whispering, finding your heartbeat to take that moment. And the really important piece behind that is, at the end of the day, you want to raise the quality of your words as opposed to the volume of your voice. Okay, so just sit that with that for a sec. If we're engaged and we want that flowing communication, then we have to be aware of what we're putting out there and seeing how we want our kids to reflect that back to us. So today's just a short one. Just wanted to hop on, check in with people, make sure people are doing okay, and then to share that tip. So again, start whispering if your kids aren't hearing you and you feel like you need to yell, and or find your heart to take that moment. All right, everybody, have a great day. It's day 9. There's a meme going around. It's like February was 29 days, March was like 500 days, and April is going to feel like 500 years. So it is. It's a heavy time, and what we can do is do our best to get through it. And I believe in you. And if you have any questions, anything that you are trying at home, because that's the other cool thing about these tips are, I really want you to try them. Let us know, and we'll help you out, and we'll walk you through it. All right, thanks everybody. Don't forget, you can catch the rest of the videos either above on the page or below me on the page. On the Tutoring with the Twist page, as well as we have The Book Thief being read in French and English on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 12 p.m. is The Hobbit, as I mentioned, on Thursdays. And Fridays, it's Family Fun Day with a book and a creative activity. And again, you can catch those if you can live, and if you can't, they'll just be on our page for whenever your family needs a break or wants to tune in. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.